Good evening. Thank you for your presence and thank you for your patience. Good evening. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your patience. We have collectively come here today asking for one thing, that law enforcement, the FBI, release the video of the shooting that took place here at this property, which killed this family, this mother and father and this family's son. We have many that we've talked to here, night and day. We have received additional videos that we will share with you so you can see the story don't fit what took place here that evening, that day. You will see on these videos where the hostages were downstairs having fun, enjoying the day with her son. You will see on the video, didn't look like somebody was in a hostage situation. Looked like everybody was kicking it. But it appears that somebody called in a fake call that was involved in this and called it a hostage situation. And then law enforcement reacted to such. But based on the witnesses here, they're saying to us that this mother's son never pointed a gun at law enforcement. They're saying to us that this mother's son never posed such a threat to where law enforcement was justified in using deadly force. We are saying this. We're not saying the young man's a saint. We're not saying he fell out the sky with angel wings on. But what we are saying is, was the deadly use of force necessary? Was it justifiable? What we're asking for is, if you are saying to the public and to this family that the shooting was justifiable, well then do and adopt the same policy, FBI, that the Houston Police Department has. They release every deadly use of force video to prove who was right and who was wrong in that video. Well, the FBI had the assistance of the Houston Police Department and the Harris County Sheriff's Department and Waller County. They stood down while the tactical team from the feds took over the operation here at this motel. But according to witnesses and videos that we have received, it doesn't fit the narrative that he was holding people hostage and that he was executed because he was such a threat and that type of use of deadly force was necessary. We're asking the FBI, please release the tape. And if, let us be clear, if the shooting was justifiable, we'll stand down and walk away. Let me be clear to all of these racist minds who want to say we just hate cops. It's not what we're saying here. If you release the video and the video shows that that young man brought his death upon himself, then we will continue to pray for his soul. But we will no longer have a fight with law enforcement. And so if your shooting is right, then let us all see. But the more you continue to hold back the video and threaten those who work here, the government, about releasing the video, says you have something to hide. Based on the videos that we have received right before the shooting, says what took place and what we have don't fit the narrative. Something's wrong here, and we want simple answers that can be answered by releasing the video. The mother will say something on behalf of her son.
Could you please start with your first and last name and the spelling, please?
Melissa Romo, last name Romo, R-O-M-O. We just want to say again, we're trying to be transparent here. Like Quanell said, we're not saying my son was a saint by no means, but they left him there dead. They left his body, blood there for other people from this hotel to come and clean up. We have videos showing that he did not pull out that gun. We have witnesses who have stated and who are not afraid to come and talk to the media that he was never asked to stand down. There were snipers up above y'all. We just asked for the video. We asked for the FBI to come and talk to us. They have yet to even come speak to us, take condolences. HPD hasn't even come to knock on my door to tell me. We were notified by a coroner's office by his ID that was in his pants. Nobody's given us even any of his belongings. What we know is what we've come and investigated day in and day out here at this trashy motel.
Father, say something on behalf of your son. The father will say something on behalf of his son also.
How you doing? I'm Alberto Montes Sr. I'm Alberto Montes' father. Like everybody's saying, we just want answers. That's it. We just want answers like any other parents. We're not saying that my son was a saint, but I just want to know why they had to shoot him.
Why they executed him?
Why'd they execute my son? Why did they shoot my son 4 times in the head?
be my daughter. This is Tracy.
Huh? Oh. This is his sister. State your name.
My name is Victoria Lopez. The favorite question I would say from the media right now is what was your brother involved in? What was he into? I can't speak on behalf of my brother because he's been executed, but I can say that here, me and my family, what I'm into, I'm willing to do anything that it takes every single day until we see that tape.
Mother, come back on. We'll take your questions now.
Do you know, do you call him Tito?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know why Tito was here? Was he staying here at this hotel?
He originally was at another motel, was going to stay with his girlfriend at the time, and was asked to translate because he was the only Hispanic that was involved in this quote-unquote hostage situation.
What we do know, and I have visited some of those involved in this case in jail, people don't know that these were juvenile 16-year-olds that was involved in this. One of them was asked, go find me a translator. You want to make some money? Get me a translator. The young man said, I got a friend who can translate. They called Tito. Tito, come over here. Man, I can make a few $100 translating. Cool. Even the two young black men were not clear of what was taking place. They was just told, you want to make some quick money, find me a translator. Her son, from what we believe, from what we know and what we have found out, didn't have a clue what was really going down. So they tell him, okay, your money's on the way. We're going to pay you for translating. Wait here. So he's waiting to get paid for translating. And then based on what these other young men have said to me, everything goes to hell. We have learned that they have been using a lot of young juvenile men in particular to try to be translators in this human smuggling ring where they're smuggling immigrants. And they're used for translation for the purposes of having payoffs to retrieve that cargo here once they're in the States. But it appears that these young brothers did not fully understand what the hell they were really getting involved with. They just saw that they could make a lot of money translating and find me a translator. And now this young man is executed in cold blood.
They're using him to hide behind these juveniles.
Exactly.
Just to clarify, because from what was put out initially, law enforcement said that these two migrants were kidnapped and the shootout happened here. So you're saying that didn't happen?
No, they might have very well been kidnapped, but they were not kidnapped by the three young men, including her son that was involved. They didn't kidnap nobody. They were already here.
My son was at work, and I've been trying to get a hold of the FBI to let them know that my son was at work. They have yet to even go to his place of employment to verify that the day of the kidnapping, that Saturday, my son was at work.
The migrants were already here. They needed a translator. So they catch, and this motel have a lot of people who are trying to make ends meet living here. They see two young black brothers. Can you get us a translator? We need a translator. They found him a translator. Call her son. He come over here. And you see him downstairs kicking it, relaxing, chilling. It's all good. And then 30 minutes later, it's a full-blown hostage situation. Here come the tactical response force. Here come law enforcement, guns drawn.
And that was 2 to 3 hours before they killed him. Supposedly, they stated that they were already following them from Atlantis into over here. So if they were already watching them, they would have seen my son sitting right there in the parking lot, doing his thing, happy-go-lucky, on Instagram Live. Why didn't they take my son down at that point?
If there was a kidnapping that her son was involved in.
It was a kidnapping. They say it's a kidnapping, but they're outside in the parking lot relaxing, and supposedly there's another hostage.
With the migrants.
Do we know, was he armed?
We don't even know. They won't tell us nothing. But what we are being told is that the real quote-unquote coyote was armed. We're told that.
And where's the 911 caller at? The 911 caller is supposed to be the coyote bringing the
There
illegals in.
you go.
Where's the 911 caller?
The man who put all this together, the coyote, is the same person who made the 911 call. The coyote was the crook in all of this, who set the whole thing in motion. He took advantage of some juvenile kids, some young boys. That's what he did.
And if the FBI, which rarely do they release video. I mean, the Houston Police Department eventually adopted a policy in which they have a certain amount of days to release it out of transparency. If you don't get to see this video, I mean, what happens next?
We stand out here every week. Every day I keep coming out here until somebody releases. You're going to tell me that there's somebody at the store who causes a scene and all of Facebook and Instagram is recording, and you're going to tell me that all these people here don't have a video of the actual shooting? Somebody here knows what took place and they're scared. Why? Because the federal agents are here every week, knocking on these doors,
That's right.
going to this office, picking up footage every week, telling these people not to speak to us.
Intimidating people.
Exactly. We want to say this. If the federal government continues to refuse to release the video, well, then there will be a lawsuit filed in federal court asking a federal judge to release that video. Because the government is interested. Whenever they want to win public opinion to their favor, they'll release it. But when they've done something they want to hide, they want to play the game, like threatening people at this particular property like they've been doing about you better not release the video.
Speaking of video, you said you're going to send us some video. What are we expected to see on this surveillance video, this cell phone video?
You're going to see her son relaxing, having fun downstairs on Instagram Live, having fun with everybody here, including the quote-unquote immigrants, the quote-unquote hostages. Do they look like hostages?
So this happened outside, not in a room.
Correct.
No, exactly.
How about we send you a picture of what my son looked like, how they left him? I could send you that right now if you like.
Out of respect and decency for your son,
Yeah, they can't show that.
I wouldn't air that.
I bet I could show you how they left him.
Relax, my boy. So,
I'm just curious, what kinds of videos are we talking about? You said Instagram Live. Are we talking about security video?
we're going to share some videos that we have with you. Some of them, because we can't really say where they come from. Some of these folks who have given these videos have been threatened by the feds, absolutely threatened, including the folks who work here. So we'll give them to you and let you decide what you want to decide with those videos, okay? All right.
Any last words?
No, that'll be it.